Okay, welcome to the November 12th, 2024 City of Bloomfield Hills City Commission meeting. Let us all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, very important first item on the agenda. The commission will appoint the following positions to serve until November 2025, Mayor and Mayor Pro Tem. Do we have a nomination?
I'll make a motion. I move that we appoint Commissioner Lauren Fisher to the position of Mayor of the City of Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, and that we appoint Commissioner Susan McCarthy to the position of Mayor Pro Tem.
I second it.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, we had to officially give
Oh,
her
yes.
the gavel.
I'm
That's
sorry.
the most
There
important
you are,
part.
Mayor.
There we go. Thank
But we
you.
do.
Official. So good evening, everyone. Before we proceed with tonight's meeting, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge and thank our outgoing mayor, Brad Baxter, for his honorable service to Bloomfield Hills. Mayor Baxter was appointed mayor in November of 2023 after re-election for his third term to Bloomfield Hills City Commission. Brad was first elected to serve as city commissioner in 2019, sought re-election in 21 and again in 23. Prior to his election to City Commission, Brad served in the Bloomfield Hills Zoning Board of Appeals beginning in 2017. As a City Commissioner, Mayor Baxter also served 2 terms in the Planning Commission as well as additional service time as City Commissioner in the Zoning Board of Appeals. Brad has called Bloomfield Hills home now for several decades. He and his wife, Margaret, have raised their family in our community, and the Baxter family has honored the roots of the City of Bloomfield Hills with their commitment to revitalizing a beautiful historic home and property in the city. Are you president of the Preservation Society as well now?
I'm not, but
Okay.
sounds good.
Okay. During his time as mayor, Brad led the city commission with his ever-present logical, calm, and problem-solving approach to every situation. Brad's ability to listen objectively with the goal to find both common ground and reasonable solutions served the city well in many areas of civic discussion. From working through community concerns to supporting staff initiatives, Mayor Baxter values relationships and led with the best interests of City of Bloomfield Hills at the forefront of all of his actions. Mayor Baxter is committed to the enhancement of the natural terrain and woodlands of the city, and as such, recommended an initiative to include a more robust tree replacement and planting ordinance to ensure the long-term woodlands preservation in our community. His leadership has also guided the City Commission to achieve a healthy, balanced budget, hire a qualified chief of police, and make other important decisions that have a lasting impact on our community. Brad has an inherent drive and an innovative spirit when collaborating on an issue that is welcomed and appreciated by all involved. The City of Bloomfield Hills City Commission would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to Mayor Brad Baxter for his steadfast dedication to the citizens and the affairs of the City of Bloomfield Hills during his successful term as mayor. So, thank you very much. Okay. Yes.
Isn't that pretty?
Very nice.
Okay. The first item on the agenda is the consent agenda, the next item. Are there any questions or comments from the commission?
Mayor, I had to call you mayor
Oh,
first.
wow.
I have a couple. First of all, Hunter's Pond payment, is that the last payment?
To the contractor, yes.
Huh?
To the contractor, yes.
Okay, so we're done, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Is there anything else left to be done,
Just
Leah?
The standpipe work was just completed last week and yesterday, today, so that is done. So that's like a separate contractor.
Oh, it is?
The standpipe.
The standpipe work,
They
okay.
just wrapped up this week.
Okay,
Oh, great.
that's good. I have a couple others.
Please do.
Okay, Brian. A couple questions. So, you have a lot going on with the building in the city right now, residential and commercial. So 2 questions. First of all, we've had a mild fall, so we don't have that freeze, what do you call it? I'm sorry?
The frost laws.
Frost law, yeah.
That usually doesn't happen until the spring, the frost laws.
Okay, so, because we haven't had a freeze yet, right? So people can go longer. So, do you anticipate any issues with the winter months in the heavy trucks and things like that on the roads? It's because we have so much going on?
No.
Okay, when I see an issue, no. Okay, and then Dave, since the new chief's here but not really doing his job yet, I just noticed that you did a lot of training with the staff.
Yes,
So
that was.
Yes.
and they
Yeah, so I think recently they did their patrol rifle training, and also what's really important is their firefighter training at facilities, tower facilities, and those are the types of things that are, and I think I wrote one of my reports about our ISO review, and those are the types of things that the Insurance Services Office looks at for insurance ratings. That's the type of training that we have. So I'm glad that a lot of that's getting done, but more needs to happen. And yeah, so a lot of good training this last month with public safety officers, both police and fire.
I like that. I think that's great for them too. I think they enjoy, like being trained on new things. So that's good. I'm glad you're keeping a focus on that. And then also, are we fully staffed now?
We are two short of our 16 budgeted positions for public safety officers. Our supervisors are fully staffed, our command staff's fully staffed, but we're 2 short. And we have looked at candidates recently, but we just are trying to find the right fit.
Someone just graduated that we.
Yeah, so we have two police officers that just graduated the fire academy. They came here with police experience, prior police officers, but they had to go through the fire academy. So November 7th, I think they just graduated. So they were here before they went to the fire academy, so they got a lot of their field training officer training done, which is driving on the road with a officer that trains them. So they're almost like plug and play now.
Great.
Yeah, but we're too short. I've actually interviewed. We have a process where our staff interviews them, our command staff interviews new people coming in, and then if they feel that these people would be a good fit, and then the chief, whoever the chief is, I happen to be recently, so I just interviewed 2, and we did not offer those 2 positions. So we are looking for 2 more, and we're going to all academies and advertising, and that'll be the new director of public safety's job is filling that those 2 vacant spots.
Okay. Okay, good. Thank you. That's all I have.
Any other questions or comments? May I hear a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Second it?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Great. The next item is the recognition of citizens in the audience. This is reserved for citizens that would like to speak on a topic that's not already on the agenda tonight. We ask that you please state your name and your address for the record, and please keep your comments to 3 minutes. Sir?
Yes, I'm James Lightbody, and I live at Hunt Club Manor, 1775. And to bring to your attention, we came in because I think you have a feral cat situation in the area. Right now, we estimate that you have around 20 that's developed over the last 2 or 3 years. And if unchecked, you could have 40, 60, or more in a very short time. Some of us over at Hunt Club have gotten together and we've started it already. We've captured a couple of the cats, had them sterilized and released them again. But we're looking to the city for a little assistance here because each one of the procedures costs $40, and at the rate that we're going, it's going to take too long to get it all done before we have another group coming out. So I don't know who would help us out on that. I contacted the manager and I got a hold of John Rogers.
Sure.
Yeah, and he came out and he looked at the situation and he agreed with us on that, and we decided we're going to come down to the council meeting and see what the city can do for us.
Great, well, thank you very much for bringing that to our attention.
Sure.
Dave,
I could
can
comment
we-
on it
yeah,
if you like.
Dave, yeah, go ahead.
So I did learn about this. I sent John out to talk with the folks, and from my understanding, the situation is that those cats are being fed, and it's kind of, yeah. So
Oh,
I think there has to be an understanding that you should not be feeding these cats because that's creating the issue. So that's the first thing, and then also we're going to try to see what we can do with the county. But I mean, if we trap them, they will most likely they'll try to get them adopted, but they'll probably end up being put down because they're feral cats, they're wild cats, and when you feed them, that just proliferates. It just makes the problem worse.
We have an next door neighbor that does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
So
have a dozen that, yeah.
the situation on that is trying to get people to stop feeding them is like trying to get people to stop talking on the phone while they're driving. It's
Yeah.
not going to happen. The other part that was a suggestion is we have no animal control, but Bloomfield Township does. Would it be possible to subcontract with them and get some assistance so that we could get the cats sterilized in a timely manner and let them go, let them live out their lives? It's just that the population doesn't keep increasing.
So what I would recommend is I believe John talked to you, was it Thursday last week?
Yeah, I called them up.
So he doesn't work Friday, and Monday we had holiday, so he's going to talk to me more about what he's found out, and we'll discuss it. And we'll be happy to get back with you with maybe some more ideas. But he originally came to talk to me about it, and I said, "Well, are they feeding him?" And then he said, "Yeah, they're feeding him." I said, "Okay, well, we're going to have to put some thought into this," and I haven't talked to him since. So let me at least talk to him,
Sure.
and we'll see what we can do to help you.
And maybe we could put a note, we could put a note in the newsletter asking people not to feed them. At least as, I agree, it's,
They'll die.
well, we have an issue, I'm shocked we have these cats with coyotes.
I know, it's kind of
I'm like,
surprising the coyotes.
It's not adding up.
something's not adding up here because we
Right.
have
He wants to
a
steal.
huge problem with coyotes. And one of the problems we have with those is that people are feeding the coyotes. So that's why they're staying in our area. So I don't, and coyotes like cats. I mean, they like small animals.
Coyotes like anything you can get a hold of.
That's true.
I would
That's
think,
true.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's a tough problem. If you don't feed them, then are they going to die? But feeding them, and if you don't fix them, then they'll just keep multiplying. So let me put some thought into it with my code enforcement officer, and we'll try to work with our partners in Oakland County to see if we can come up with some sort of plan.
We have a contractual agreement with Oakland County.
Yeah.
Animal control, so we'll approach them.
Thank you for coming and letting us know,
Yeah, thank
express
you
your
for
opinion. We
informing
really
us.
appreciate it very much.
Is there anyone else in the audience who'd like to speak? Moving on, the commission will hear the audited financial statement presentation for the fiscal year 2023-2024.
Good evening.
Good evening, I'm Raina Emmons, partner with PSLZ. It's my pleasure to be here this evening. Welcome, Mayor, and Mayor Pro Tem. I'm pleased to present the audited financial statements for your fiscal year ended June 30th, 2024. Once again, the city did receive the highest level of audit opinion possible, which is an unmodified opinion. That, in layman's terms, a clean audit opinion, no exceptions, no disclaimers, nothing bad to report this evening. We did go in depth with the audit with Mayor Baxter in the last week or so. So tonight I'm hitting some highlights, but I'm happy to answer any questions you may have. Starting with, let's see if I can make this work. Up arrow? This one. No, that would help.
Or you can use the arrows on here as well.
Like this. Oh, I'll get it. Thank you. Starting with governmental revenue. So your major revenue sources are obviously property taxes. That's in the blue. The property taxes were up 8% this year. And that, of course, is not any increase in your millage rate. That is your taxable value. So you know that you saw a 5% increase based on the rate of inflation. So that is people selling their homes and also adding on and building new homes. So that got us over the 5%, which is a great, we'd like to see that. The also in the orange is your federal and state revenue sources. This year includes $420,000 of the American Rescue Plan Act funds. So that's the remainder of your ARPA money that the city did receive. And state shared revenue up just 1.8% this year. They're not projecting much more than that for the coming year. The state, that of course is the sales tax and income tax that the state collects and distributes to the local units. The building permit revenues down this year, still very significant. However, the prior year, you're down. You had some big projects, commercial projects along Woodward. This year, we're down to like $369,000 in permit revenue. So that's significant, but you still have solid permit revenues in this year. And the real story is investment earnings, which are kind of lumped in within the green there. It doesn't really show up there as much, but it's significant. You added $80,000 this year in investment earnings. That, of course, is taking advantage of the current interest rates and making good use of the city's money.
I'm sorry, what was the state funding we get?
State shared revenue, it's the orange, orange block. So it's state shared revenue, and also the ARPA money, the federal dollars are included in there as well.
But what's the state? What do we get from the state alone?
State revenue sharing, which is sales tax and income tax.
Yeah, and how much is that? Do you know that dollar amount?
Let's see. It's lumped in.
I can get
I'd
it
have
later.
to get back to you on the total dollar amount, but up 1.8% over the prior year.
Okay.
Oops. Governmental expenditures this year. The administration is on the bottom in the blue. General government, we call it. Basically the city administration, but it does include things like election expenses and also retirement contributions in there. The orange is public safety expenditures, mostly wages and benefits for public safety. Gray is public works. Debt service is the yellow. And on the top, our capital outlay is the green. So significant capital outlay this year, of course, was the new aerial fire truck. We added some public safety vehicles and also some site improvements to City Hall, including some furnishings. You also had over $1 million worth of road improvements this year. General fund balance. I think you'll like this slide. We added $816,000 to the general fund balance, and you came in under budget $365,000. A big portion of that were the public safety wages and benefits came in under budget, about $240,000 of that due to you're not fully staffed. The general fund balance is 40% of total expenditures. So that's a solid, that's a healthy balance that we like to see. Sorry. Pension plan funding. Your net pension liability is $14 million. It actually decreased $1.165 million from the prior year, which is a good sign. We like to see the decreases. You showed a net investment gain of $3.4 million this year in the pension trust fund. The prior year, you actually had a loss of $3.9 million. That, of course, is based on what the stock market is valued at as of December 31st each year. That's within the MERS Defined Benefit Pension Trust Fund. You're at 69.9% funded at the end of this year, up from 66.7% the prior year. So again, the right direction, we like to see that. The assets are in blue, and the total pension liability calculated by the actuaries is the orange. And so we, you know, of course, we like to see we like the blue to go up and the orange to come down. However, stock market is in some years is working a little bit against us. But you're doing everything right. You're absolutely making your 100% of your contributions. You're in full compliance with the state. The state wants you at 60% funded, so you're at 70 and climbing. So hoping for a good day in the stock market on December 31st this year. And finally, the other post-employment benefits. OPEB is the acronym, retiree health care. 66% funded this year. Total, the net liability is $3.5 million, and that's down $1.6 million. Again, the right direction. You had investment income of $600,000, and the prior year was $350,000. So we had a significant investment earnings this year, which really helps the bottom line. You're up from 52% funded the prior year to 66% funded in the current year. So with that, if you have any questions, I'm happy to address anything this evening.
Our state requirement for that is 40%, is that right?
Correct.
That's what I thought.
I don't have any questions, but I would just like to say congratulations, Sandra, on a clean bill of health here, and that's quite an accomplishment for an audit, to present like this. So yeah, it's great.
We don't get to these. We don't get to these results by accident. You do have a great team. Sandra does a great job monitoring. On a regular basis. I know you get regular reports. So there's no surprises at the end of the year. I don't come in, move all your numbers around. Did I make one job? I don't know if I made one audit journal entry this year. That's how thorough she is. And also she's on top of all the latest Governmental Accounting Standards Board pronouncements. So that's how you want to get to the good result at the end of the year. I'm sorry.
No, thank you. Yes, we're grateful, Sandra, for all you did.
Did you have any recommendations for us to change or do something different, or?
We, nothing, no, I do not. Sandra and I do talk during the year. Again, she's prospective, proactive on anything new coming up, and we talk about it ahead of time, so she handles things ahead of time, even changes in staffing and that type of thing, like whose responsibility, segregation of duties, all of that. So she's on the front end of that, and then we don't end up at the end of the year with any, anything that I come in and, you have to do this differently or change your procedures, anything like that. She's taken care of during the year.
Okay.
Great.
Good.
Thank you. And we don't need to approve anything or? Okay.
No.
We don't need to prove this, do we?
No.
It's just an audit.
Report.
Great. Thank you for your efforts and all your hard work as well.
And thank you to the administration. Everyone's very helpful, very accommodating. I'm very appreciative of that. And thank you to the commission for your support.
Now we have the exciting time we get to introduce the new Director of Public Safety, Mr. Jeff King. Would you like to come up? Or?
Yeah, go up to the. There we go.
Great. So the City Commission will officially appoint the new Public Safety Director tonight. We are excited to welcome Jeff King to our team and are confident that Jeff will do a great job. Jeff brings a great deal of experience to help him manage the department. Chief King has served as the Farmington Hills Police Department Chief of Police for 5 years, and he's been with them for 29. He received a bachelor's degree in criminal justice administration, a master's degree from Central Michigan University in leadership. Jeff has a strong background in crime prevention strategies, particularly focusing on the prevention of property crimes and residential safety. He has also dealt with both urban traffic safety and suburban neighborhood policing. So he brings a comprehensive understanding of how to tailor law enforcement to our needs. Chief King's leadership, combined with his experience in both large and small communities, uniquely positions him to address the needs of Bloomfield Hills as our new Chief of Police. We are confident that his approach to his proactive policing, his dedication to public safety, and his commitment to fostering a strong relationship with our residents will serve our city well. We look forward to working alongside Chief King to continue making Bloomfield Hills a safe, secure, and welcoming place for all of our residents. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We have to officially
You need to make a motion to appoint.
So may I hear a motion to appoint Chief Jeff King?
I'll do that.
Oh, thank you.
Whereas he has accepted the offer of employment, has completed the required background check, and has executed the employment agreement reviewed by the city's labor attorney, I move that we approve Mr. Jeff King as the Director of Public Safety of the City of Bloomfield Hills, effective as of December 9th, 2024.
I second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Congratulations. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Look forward to working with you.
Do you want to say a couple words, Jeff?
Yeah, if I may,
Please.
I would love to. First and foremost, Mayor Fisher,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem McCarthy, congratulations on your appointment.
Thank you.
Commissioners Baxter, Buckley, City Manager Hendrickson, city staff, I want to thank you for this opportunity. I want to thank you for believing in me, my abilities, giving me this opportunity. And I want to assure the commission, the city manager, staff, most importantly, the citizens of Bloomfield Hills, that I will serve in this capacity with integrity and professionalism each and every day. I'm excited. I'm already working through the transition with existing staff, uniforms, equipment, everything. Really excited to get here and not only learn from this department in this community, serve it, but to contribute to the team and make it better. So with that, I want to thank you again, and I do have to thank my lovely wife Tammy, my daughter Olivia, who today is her 24th birthday also.
Aww, happy birthday.
Yep. Her fiance Colin, my daughter Natalie, and my son Dylan. And again, I just want to thank you for this opportunity. I'm really excited. I can't wait to get here.
We had a really strong field of applicants, and we felt you were clearly the strongest and tried and true leader, and we're really looking forward to working with you.
Well, thank you, and I will not let you down. Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank you.
accepting.
Thank you.
Great. Now the commission will hear the city manager's comments.
Wow, that was fast. It's a fast meeting.
Yeah, fast.
I said a couple things. I was going to ask the commission if they wouldn't mind if the city staff maybe works towards providing training for the Planning Commission and the ZBA, specifically with parliamentary procedure and Robert's rules, that sort of thing. I mean, I believe even today was a good example of the mayor did an excellent job by directing your questions towards the chair, and I was over there trying to get the attention of the chair, but I think maybe some training would help all those involved, especially those that are new and they don't necessarily understand. But the Planning Commission bylaws are governed by Rogers rules. It's right in their bylaws. Mm-hmm. And so great Planning Commission tonight, great decisions. I thought it was a great meeting. Things worked really well, but I just think it could be a little bit better if everybody understood some of those rules. And so I was going to ask the city commission if you wouldn't mind if we obtain maybe a third party, not necessarily staff, not necessarily our city attorney, but maybe a third party to evaluate it, maybe look at some of the minutes and look at some of the meetings, and then come up with a plan to train the PC and the ZBA and the Bloomfield Hills Way, if that would be okay.
What Dave is referring to is the planning commission meetings have been going up until 7:30, from 4 to 7:30, and sometimes we can't get to one or two applicants, which it's partially because of a couple new members that they interject and don't let the person speak and tell their side of the, don't let the process happen.
And you can't really blame them, it's just, but
No, yeah.
I've never really seen this type of training before, and did some research on it. But actually, one of the things I actually talked to Dirk, because he's the city attorney for a lot of communities, and he actually says, yeah, that's a normal thing. As a matter of fact, Auburn Hills went through a couple of these types of trainings for their planning commission, and it helped in this regard.
I think the zoning commission could use some
Yes,
training as well.
both, yeah.
And, yeah, and maybe it could be on
Another
Zoom.
thing I wanted to mention about is our goals. We want to talk about goals maybe in December, but one of the goals we thought of, the administration thought of, is that the ZBA does not have constitution and bylaws. So most communities do have that, and I think that's something that probably should be established. And I would recommend that, and we'd be happy to start to work on that.
I would just like to add maybe one thing to that, and that is maybe if it's possible to provide an overview of some of the most common ordinances that we have to review. I've noticed that sometimes there's a misunderstanding about what the ordinance says or what it means, and we're going through that during the meeting, or there are misunderstandings based on that. Maybe it's possible to do an overview of the the ordinance around screening, fences, all the basic things that we encounter, so that everybody has a pretty clear understanding of what the ordinances are. Does that make sense, or does...
No, it does make sense. But I also think maybe there should be, and I think we try to do this with training, but what is the authority, and how do you use those ordinances? So there was somewhat of a debate tonight of what a wall was, and unfortunately, our ordinance stated what the definition of a wall was. And sometimes we just have to follow the ordinances, and then what we can do is have subcommittees or make changes to the ordinances, but during the meeting is not the time to debate that, I think. I think it's, we'll have to follow that ordinance unless you find a clever way to identify how this may be a wall, which the mayor did, which I'm sorry, Commissioner Baxter did. But if our city attorney has gone through the process of evaluating an ordinance and we're presenting something, we have that evaluation done, we can identify that maybe it's not very helpful and we can make some changes, but during that meeting, it might be a good idea to also have like a cheat sheet. This is the common ordinances that you need to review.
Yeah, I think you can offer that to each new commissioner.
And we thought about that too, so we can develop that. The most common ordinances that the PC reviews or uses to deliberate and make decisions on agenda items, we can provide that.
I think when I first came on the planning commission years ago, they gave me this book like this. These are the ordinances.
It's too much.
Oh, yeah.
It's too much, yeah, no. So, always looking for ways to make things a little better for everybody, and I just think that could be helpful. You know, some people volunteer for these boards, but I think it's unfair to them if we don't train them appropriately.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So,
it's a good idea.
We do have to remember, though, they are volunteering and they want to participate and help with the city, you know, and
if they want to be educated too.
Yeah, they want to be educated and stuff, but I think, you know, and we have to respect the fact a lot of them are business people, you know, or lawyers, or
everyone's busy. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's kind of busy, so we have to find the most efficient way to do it.
yeah, you know, Robert's Rules is a book about this thick. I don't think we need all those rules. I just think we need a few things to say, you know, address the chair if you want to talk. That way you're being fair to everybody else. Because there are some meetings where I can tell some commissioners, some planning commissioners, really want to say something, but they just never get the opportunity to because they're getting cut off. talked over top of and filibustering and all sorts of things going on. I don't necessarily think that's fair to them either, so there has to be some sort of balance.
Is there any way in the materials that they get for the meeting that the particular ordinance that's involved could be spelled out? I thought that that was usually done.
It is.
It's done in zoning, but not in planning
But
commission.
they don't do it on the planning commission.
Well, that's actually a good idea.
I mean, it's very helpful with this CBA because
Well,
it
the-
would say you must find this, this, and this in
Oh.
order to approve it.
Well, the ZBA has different criteria
Yes.
than the PC. ZBA is much more, you have to show that
It's-
there's a hardship, or that's not necessarily true with the PC.
Mhm.
The PC, the planning commission does have value though, because in instances where it's not necessarily the focus, because we had a application that was just looking at the fence and looking, or your focus should only be reviewing a side yard fence and a side yard pool. But I could, there was value in further discussion about something that was in a backyard that really could have been approved without anything else, and found maybe a better alternative to have that pool installed. But in most cases, they should only be focusing on the one or two variances that.
Well, case in point, tonight, someone had an above-ground pool.
Yeah.
And they built it with composite, and the ordinance said stone, wood, or steel, and they had some newfangled composite. And if they didn't come in for the cuts and fills for the front corner of the house, we never would have seen this above-ground pool. And it was 16 feet in the air. I mean, it was, and right on Falmouth. So.
Right. No, yeah.
But to your point,
We knew that
they got
was
around
a
the
challenge.
ordinance.
Yeah, we saw that as a challenge, but yeah.
So. And did you see my note about the newsletter? When do we have to?
Yeah, those are articles for newsletters. So January is when we typically put a new newsletter out. So
Oh, we've got time then.
yeah, it comes fast though.
Right.
Yeah.
So I gave you a list of items I thought if people wanted to, like Alice, would you mind speaking about the transit,
Sure, I'll be happy.
updating on that?
Okay.
Great.
Mayor's message is whatever you want.
Okay. And then there were other, like, maybe someone could talk about the new accreditation of the police force? Or
I
would
can
you
do
like to
that.
do that? And then maybe someone also introducing.
I could, yeah, I
Chief
can
Jeff
do
King?
that, but yes, we'll have to have an article about Jeff King, Chief
Definitely.
King, yeah. Yeah,
Important.
and
But I think it's also good for them, citizens, to know that we're accredited. That was a monumental task for you to all achieve.
yeah,
Are there any other topics
Finance,
that
maybe?
you'd like to
finance stuff,
write about?
I'm gonna write about oak trees.
oak trees.
Just kidding. my one accomplishment.
Kentucky coffee trees, I think,
Yeah.
Okay.
No, actually,
maybe-
I might, it's kind of an interesting thing to think about. I mean, the way we replace trees, and maybe I can write something up about it.
yeah,
Great. Susie?
I have to think about it.
Sure.
Usually Dave tells me what to write.
we need some finance, a finance article, no?
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, that's
I can do that.
positive.
Yeah.
Thanks to Sandra.
Mhm.
Okay,
That's all I had.
great. Is there any other business you would like to bring up?
I do. Dave, did you talk to the residents on Country Club about chip sealing? What did they say?
So I think we did discuss this, one or two
We approved
commission
the,
Yeah.
yeah, I thought we should probably let them know what we're doing.
meetings. I didn't because we ran out of time and it's gonna be in the spring. I thought it
Okay,
might be just better if I talked about it in the spring.
okay.
This is what we're trying to do.
I just think we should give them a heads up that
Yes.
their dirt road's going away,
Absolutely.
so.
It's gonna be a rough.
And then also along that line is recently have been going through Long Lake and Lasser intersection, and that dip in that road is awful. And I was sitting there today at the intersections thinking, the county owns Long Lake, we own north of Long Lake on Lasser, and the township owns south on Long Lake of Lasser.
Do we own up to the middle of that
The
road?
county owns south.
The county owns south?
Yes.
Okay, but we own north, right?
Yes, we do.
So if you're ever going down Long Lasser Road and you come to Long Lake, you gotta really slow down because you're gonna bottom out the top of your car. You know, like that dip right there it's just a really big dip. It seems like it might be too late, but can we like maybe all join forces to see what we can do about that? I mean, it is
Okay, we'll get
try going south on Lasser.
We do it every day.
I know. I was thinking, I can't believe you guys don't talk about this. Like, I'm like, how can you guys drive your
How
car?
fast are you going? That's what I want to ask you.
That's cheating.
Well, here was the difference. That's a true point. Most people have SUVs, but we recently just got a car
Yeah.
for the first time. And I just really noticed it in the car. Like, you have to really, you know, that's a big dip. You can see it in the road, too. It's just,
I've never heard that. I've heard people in the winter going up that hill and slipping and not be able to get up it, but, yeah, I've not heard that the other way.
yeah.
Oh, that brought me, one of my thoughts for the newsletter was how wonderful the roads are that you've been keeping up and the schedule and how you've, you know, something, when you show the map, it's really impressive how you've resurfaced all the roads and
Yeah,
kept up on top of it, so, and the
Thank you.
bridges, so.
Thank you.
And then how is the tree planting going?
It is being done this week. It should be done Friday. I can't remember how many trees
We offered the
total.
residents trees in their front yard, like,
Somewhere around in the 70 to 80 range, and we put, I think we replaced about 5 to 10 on the Woodward meeting because they get run over or die, or just normally we replace 5 to 10 a year. But I think we had quite a lot of interest, so probably about 70 to 80 trees.
Oh, wow.
wow.
And we did
It's great.
autumn blaze, maple, oak, and tulip tree. Yeah, thank you. Tulip trees. And so, yeah.
Oh, those are beautiful.
Yeah, so I think, and actually, to be honest with you, it helped going through the subcommittee and talking about trees because I was trying to be careful to make sure that the trees that we are planting will last a long time and provide a good canopy and are healthy species. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Good, thank you.
Great. We're all set?
That's all.
Short meeting. I'd like to call this meeting adjourned.
Wow.
Done.
Right.
Good job.